Yo guys, what is going on? Lucky here, and welcome to World of Warships?
Oh my god, what the hell is this? I did not subscribe for World of Warships content. I am going to unsubscribe right now.
Okay, but now with all the jokes aside, guys, this is actually gonna be my very first video that I do on World of Warships. And why do I suddenly play World of Warships as well? What's been going on? Can you please explain us? Well, basically, I got a little bit tired of World of Tanks. And no, don't worry, I'm still gonna be making videos about World of Tanks. But I've been mixing up some games, been trying out some new games lately, and about 2 months ago I also started playing World of Warships. And I was basically thinking, well, you know what, let's give it a shot, how bad can it be? And I gotta be honest with you guys, after a few couple games, I started to get the feel for it and I really started to enjoy this game. So I also streamed it, I guess, 2 times in the past, and I don't know, maybe you've seen it, maybe not, but why didn't I make any videos about it? Well, you can see it on the screen right now. I'm playing in a tier 2 destroyer called the Sampson, and yeah, more about the game later, of course. But the reason why I didn't make any video about it up until now was simply because I didn't really have anything good to show about this game, because I was a noob, I was still learning the basics, and how stupid does it look if a YouTuber uploads a noob gameplay who tries to teach someone else how to play a game, right? That's just straight out stupid. But again, I'm not saying that I'm perfect, I'm not saying that this game was perfect. I just thought it was a really impressive game for my standards, and this game was actually my 140th game in World of Warships, so I do start to learn the basics, of course. And don't worry if you don't play World of Warships yourself, because I think most of you only play World of Tanks. I'm trying to explain every mechanic and everything I do in this replay with World of Tanks terms, if that makes sense. So just to start right off, I'm playing in a tier 2 destroyer called the Sampson. It's actually an American destroyer, and you might be thinking, well, what the heck is a destroyer? Well, a destroyer is basically the equivalent of a light tank combined with a tank destroyer. They are very fast, very maneuverable, got a very good camo rating, and they have a devastating weapon called torpedoes. And torpedoes are literally so much fun in this game, I really can't describe it. As you can see, I'm dumping some torpedoes into the smoke screens as well, and trying to kill the other DD that was inside the other smoke screen. But how do torpedoes work? Well, they're basically rockets that go underwater, and if you manage to hit them, as you can see right here, they do a crap ton of damage and they completely cripple your targets. But there is a little art into hitting a torpedo, because hitting a torpedo is very difficult indeed, because they travel very slow. But as you can see, if you hit one, you do manage to get a massive damage snack out of it. But moving on, as you can see, I also dropped a smoke screen. Well, a smoke screen is actually the equivalent of a bush in World of Tanks, and mainly DDs, but also some cruisers have the ability to mount a smoke screen. So basically what it does, when you drop your smoke screen, it creates a white circle, and everyone that stands inside that white circle will get a massive camo boost. Such a big camo boost that even ships who are sailing nearby the circle just simply won't be able to spot you. And this is actually very vital for the survival of DD. By the way, if you don't know what DD is, it's short for destroyer. But anyways, not only destroyers can benefit from smokescreen, but also your teammates, especially the BBs, the battleships, which are basically the equivalent of heavy tanks in this game. And those battleships really tend to stick behind their allies and just snipe from massive distance with their big caliber guns. And they do have very bad concealment, so therefore a smokescreen can be very useful for battleships as well. But I'm not going to be talking too much about battleships in this replay, because I'm obviously playing a destroyer. So let's actually talk about the skill cap it requires to play a destroyer, because I think, in my opinion, a destroyer has one of the biggest skill caps in whole World of Warships. That's also why I kind of compared it to light tanks, because light tanks also have a very big skill cap in World of Tanks. And, oh wait, yeah, pro gameplay, as you can see right there. I didn't really pay attention and I sailed straight into a friendly. By the way, what's also very nice about World of Warships, if you do fuck up like this and you sail into your friendly ship, you and the friendly won't receive that much damage as you were to ram, I friendly tank in World of Tanks with full speed, which I found rather nice about World of Warships. Obviously, when it's the other way around, if you ram an enemy ship, then the damage can be very, very huge. But now, talking about damage and also talking about hit points, take a look at how much hit point this little tier 2 destroyer has. And remember, this is the equivalent of a light tank, so DDs actually have the least hit points of every ship class in the entire game. But this thing has 9,100 hit points. For a tier 2 destroyer, that is a lot if you consider that the mouse has the most hit points in World of Tanks and the mouse only has 3,000 hit points. So yeah, obviously warships tend to use very much bigger caliber guns, so therefore it would also make sense for a ship to have way more hit points than a tank, because they're obviously a lot bigger than real tanks. And well, I think Wargaming all thought that very much well through. Anyways, enough about hit points, enough about all that boring shite. Let's actually get right into some action, because as you can see on the screen right now, I'm advancing towards an enemy DD who has situated himself inside of his own smoke screen. So I fired some torpedoes as I believed he would move out of the smoke screen, but instead he stayed inside and he fired some torpedoes back at me. And here you can actually see the effectiveness of a smoke screen, because it is up until here where I just spot him. So now I'm firing some torpedoes, and as you can see, that white line is a rough indication of the computer where to aim your torpedoes if you want the enemy. But oh, this is not looking good. Oh, there we go. I lose a crap ton of hit points, and that just shows the sheer power of a torpedo. So I actually panic. I quickly want to repair the flooding, but I accidentally pressed the T key, so I set up my own smoke screen. But I do manage to finish off the enemy DD, but it leaves you on 99 hit points, and that accidental press of the T that activated my smoke screen is actually my saving angel right now, because take a look how many ships were aiming at me. But now, simply because I panicked and pressed the T and I popped my smoke screen, they can't really see me anymore, so they also can't shoot me. So they really actually only have to hit one shell in order to kill me. So if I didn't fuck up there and I didn't accidentally miss my T key, I wouldn't have realized up until now that I'm actually visible and that 4 ships were shooting at me. So I think that little fuck up by pressing the T key, activating my smoke screen, kinda saved my life right here. So hey, I guess noobs also have a hidden talent somehow, right? Anyways, I'm still alive, rocking around at 99 hit points, and I only have 15,000 damage, which is a little under-respectable for a tier 2 World of Warships game. But small spoilers, that's gonna be a lot more than 15,000. I guess you've already seen the title, but it doesn't matter. Let's actually see how the hell I'm going to manage to do this much damage with only 99 hit points left. So this actually means that I have to play really, really careful, even more careful than you actually should play at DD. And as I said, DDs are very similar to light tanks, so their main battery guns are very bad, but their concealment are very, very good. So what I tend to use my concealment value together with the massive destroying capabilities of my torpedoes in order to stay hidden up until the last second, and then I smack my torpedoes right into the side of the ship. I know it's at a bow or a stern, I don't really know, I'm still practicing with the ship turns. But there's no time to discuss this right now, because as you can see, I spot here a Khalidin. And this Khalidin is kind of blindly rushing me and my team towards the B circle right here, which gives me the perfect opportunity to execute my little plan right here. So as told, I peek out just over that little edge of the island, I dump my torpedoes and I reverse instantly. So obviously the Khalidin does spot me, since I fire my main battery guns, and that obviously decreases the camo rating by a lot, but that doesn't matter anymore, since one torpedo manages to hit the Khalidin, but the Khalidin successfully dodges the other 3. But I don't think that's enough, since I already sent another wave of torpedoes, but those torpedoes are gonna be way too slow, because my team is right on him, so they weaken down the Khalidin a little bit, so I can finish off the Khalidin with the flooding damage I caused with that one torpedo hit. So that's kill number 2 for me, and 23k damage, which is pretty nice for a tier 2 game. And I know you kinda don't really understand yet what is good and what is bad damage wise in World of Warships terms, because obviously the hit points are a lot more and the guns do a lot more damage, but 23k damage in World of Tanks terms is, I guess, around 600-700 damage in a standard tier 2 World of Tanks battle. And yes, 700-600 damage in a tier 2 battle in World of Tanks is indeed quite respectable, but not really spectacular yet. But trust me, the spectacular point on the replay is right on its way. But first we have to deal with this Jurian, of course, who is just like his teammate the Khalidin, rushing blindly towards us, which allows me and my teammates to just take it easy and pick that Jurian apart from quite a safe distance with some HE rounds. So then Jurian wasn't really a big threat, but the real threat, as you can see right there, is in the background. That is the Turian, and I think I completely butchered that name, but I guess my French subscribers will correct me in the comment section anyways. But the Turian is a very dangerous target. It is actually a top tier battleships, and battleships tend to be the more influential classes in World of Warships, especially in the low tier. So obviously this Turian can take a lot of pounding, since battleships are the equal of heavy tanks in World of Tanks. And also, this is the point in the replay where the fun really starts, where you can really see the mighty torpedoes that this DD has in action. So I hesitate no minute, because the Turian is in a perfect position right here, because he's right behind the island, which means that I can advance towards him without him spotting me. So right now I was thinking he's probably gonna sail in a straight direction, so I can drop my torpedoes at the white line, so it will roughly hit the Turian if it's really driving in a straight line calculated by the computer. And while I'll drop my torpedoes, I'll just simply keep advancing towards the island in order to avoid the Turian's massive caliber main battery guns, since I realized that I'm not quite fast enough to make it completely behind the island so that the Turian still can't see me. But now guys, just take it in, the Turian gets spotted and all 4 torpedoes hit, which means that my damage total skyrockets to a whopping 43,000 damage, which nearly doubles my original amount. And that just shows how crazily effective these torpedoes are if you know how to use them. So right now I see that the Turian is focusing on my teammates, which means that I can just easily sail out from behind the island and just pop some HE shots at his side and at his rear. I'm sorry, I'm still using the normal terms because I still really don't know how to use the ship turns, but I'll work on it, don't worry. But as you could already see, a few seconds ago I dropped the second wave of torpedoes, and those managed to finish off that tier 3 French battleship, totaling my damage output to 53,634 damage, which I personally think is very impressive for a tier 2 ship, and especially from a player from my caliber that still kinda is learning the mechanics of World of Warships. But of course the game is not over yet. Well, it's about to be over, but we still have one St. Louis to deal with, and this St. Louis is also just sailing forwards because I guess he's already seen the cap counter, and he's like, screw it, I'm gonna get some extra damage before we get the loot. So I do fire some extra torpedoes at this St. Louis, but they're not really fired correctly since they narrowly miss the rear of the St. Louis, and unfortunately, as you can see there, the main battery guns of destroyers aren't worth anything, so the St. Louis easily picks up my final 99 hit points that I still had left. But I do have to say I used those 99 hit points to the fullest, because I managed to get about 40,000 extra damage with only 99 hit points left. And again, I thought that was rather impressive, or well, impressive enough to show on my YouTube channel as my first World of Warships video. So yeah guys, what did you think of this World of Warships replay? Do you guys think I did good? Do you guys think I did bad? If you think I did bad, please tell me what I did wrong so I can learn from it and become even better in the game. Overall, I really enjoyed this game, and I'm definitely gonna try and make a lot more videos about it in the future. But don't worry if you're still watching this video and you think like, well, is he gonna drop World of Tanks for World of Warships now? No, I'm not gonna drop World of Tanks for World of Warships, of course, since World of Tanks still is and will always be my main focus around this channel. But I thought, well, since I really enjoy World of Warships, I think it would be a very nice second game to make videos about on my channel. So guys, let me know by liking or disliking the video if you want to see more World of Warships videos from me or not. And also, if you're new to this channel and you're either a World of Tanks or World of Warships player, it doesn't matter. I think it's definitely worth it to subscribe to this channel to stay up to date with all my future World of Tanks and I guess also World of Warships content. But anyways guys, I'm just gonna leave you with the post-game stats, and then all that's left for me to say is have an awesome day, and I'll catch you guys later.